Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first video, hi, I'm Elena, and this is The Organized Money, where we talk about planning life and managing money. In today's video, we are going to be organizing another week in my weekly hourly planner, and as we are setting up this week, I am also going to talk about my new system for setting up my to-do list. If you noticed, I do have a to-do insert that I have created and I now have available in my planner shop, and we will talk about how I have tweaked my system in order to help me manage my to-dos more effectively. The first thing that I'm going to do is look at everything that's coming up this week, and we are going to be using the Disney Happy Planner stickers. These are from Happy Planner, and I don't always decorate my planner, but I did decide to decorate this week because it is a special week. So this week is my 14th wedding anniversary. So my anniversary is this upcoming Wednesday on the 17th, and I wanted to use these Minnie and Mickey stickers along with the hearts that are all throughout this sticker book in order to decorate this spread. I just thought it would be really cute. So that's what I'm doing now. I'm going to lay down all of the stickers, and while I'm laying them down, let's talk about how Tori and I met. Tori and I met through a mutual friend on Saturday, January 29th, 2007. At that time, I was in ministry. I was dancing in ministry. I was a liturgical dancer, and so was my friend, and she invited me over to come and watch her practice for a piece that she was going to minister the very next day at church. And so I went over there, but it's like 10 o'clock at night, and when I pulled up, it was at a hotel in the French Quarter where she was currently staying, because she was not from New Orleans, but she was currently visiting and staying there. And when I was walking up to the door, she had actually sent Tori to come and watch me walk in, but I didn't know who he was, so I was super afraid to get out of my car and walk up to the door because he was standing there. But once he saw me, he introduced himself. He assumed that it was me. He asked me my name. He told me he was a friend of my friend, and we ended up talking and chatting that entire night. We instantly became friends, and a couple of months later we started dating. The crazy part about that story and how amazing God is, though, is that Tori said that the day he met me was the last day of a fast. So he was currently fasting for 30 days for his wife, and he met me on January 29th, 2007, and he said instantly after that night he knew that he was going to marry me. Now, I didn't know that, but it is so wonderful to see that God told him immediately, and now we've been married for 14 years and we have two beautiful girls who are getting so old. They are 12 and our youngest is about to be 10 in 1 month. Time is definitely flying. But anyway, I am starting on my sidebar now. I have been adding in my YouTube schedule and other things that have been coming up. I used to put my to-do list in the past on my sidebar, but now that I have a new system for keeping track of all of the things that I have to do, I have been using my sidebar for other things like my meal planning, my YouTube schedule, and what's coming up in the very next week. So after I have added my YouTube schedule on my sidebar, then we are going to move over to the week, and I'm going to add colorful boxes in order to add all of the big things that are happening throughout my week. So I had to move some things around this week because we definitely wanted to leave Wednesday morning / afternoon open for anniversary breakfast / lunch and things that me and Tori wanted to do. But we do have Bible study that evening, and so I am just marking off my appointments and all the meetings that I have coming up. I love using the mid-size colorful boxes in order to do this. I have the smaller size and the mid-size, and sometimes I will go back and forth between the different sizes in order to decorate this spread. But for this one, this week, I am mainly using the mid-size boxes. So now that I've added all the appointments from Monday through Wednesday, I'm going to flip over to Thursday through Sunday and add all of the additional appointments that I have, any meetings that I have throughout the rest of the week. This is always the very first step in my system, and that's because with appointments and meetings, you usually can't adjust or change those. They kind of are what they are. So I like to lay them down first so that I could see what free time I have available around the different meetings that I have throughout the week. So I will see all of my appointments, all of my meetings, and then I will add in my to-dos and the other things that I need to do for my business and for home around that. So I'm finishing up adding in all of the meetings. I have a bunch of coffee meetings and client follow-up meetings this week as well. And then we are going to look at all of the other things that I need to do throughout the week. So I will kind of mark in when I need to complete our weekly budget, when the newsletter for the week needs to go out to the Organize You. I'm also flipping to my social media planner and looking at what I had on the schedule for Thursday's membership email. So normally I will send out either a class that we are going to do, or I will send out a video for Organize You. And this week we are going to be looking at how to close out your budget on paper. So a lot of people will create a budget on paper, but they don't know how to close it out. So I wanted to jump on with the Organize You and talk about that setup and how they could stay on top of their budget once it's written down. You already have it listed out on paper, but how do you stay on top of it, check and make sure that everything is cleared, and make sure that you're not going over budget and closing it out every single week. So after I've added in all of my meetings, all of my appointments, I've laid down all of the colorful boxes that I will need for the week. Now it's time to add in all of the other things that I need to do every single week. So things like making sure that we go to the grocery store and making sure I complete my weekly budget and writing down a little note for taxes, just checking in with my CPA. I know she's pretty much have everything filed, but I just like to check in, and so I can get the final paperwork for that. And now I'm just going to add in all of my routines. So I've been tweaking my AM routine where I will work out first and then I will include everything else right after that. So at 7 a.m. every single weekday, I'm going to work out. And then after that, that's when I'm going to do my prayer time and my planning time and making sure I look at our money. It's going to be within that 8 o'clock to 9 o'clock hour. So I added it to my sidebar just because I did decide to tweak it a little bit, and I wanted to remind myself of my order of how I wanted to complete my AM routine every single weekday morning. And for Wednesday, I am going to add in a breakfast date, but I'm not sure if we're doing breakfast or lunch yet. My husband said we may end up doing lunch just because of a new restaurant that he wanted to try out. So I'm going to just mark that off, where I'm just kind of marking off the entire time just because I'm not sure what we're going to do just as of yet. And I wanted to add an additional sticker here because I don't really have any task for this time. It's just going to be time that we are spending together. So I wanted to mark that off, and then we are going to add in all of the other things, like when I am going to film, when am I getting out orders, all of the routine things that I need to do within my business, like answering emails, customer service, things like that. I am just kind of dropping those in throughout the week just so I can see how my week is going to flow. So I'm just going to finish up my time blocks where I'm looking at all of the different things that I need to do and trying to jot down a different time that I am going to get them done. This process has been so vital to helping me stay on top of my time and energy, because in the past I would think that I could get a bunch of different things done, but it wasn't until I started to put it down on paper and started to kind of mark off what time I think I'm going to do certain things that I start to see if I am able to actually get it done. The last step in my process is my to-do list. Now, this is brand new to my system. I used to keep them on my sidebar. However, I started to run out of space very often, and I would have a complete planner dedicated to them at one point in time, but I didn't like flipping back and forth. I would forget about certain things, so I decided to create this insert, and this to-do list insert is how I have been staying on top of my to-dos. Now, I I did an entire live on Tuesday talking about this system and how I have been using it and how you could possibly do this within your planner to keep up with your to-dos. So I will link that above. But this is the part where I just kind of have brain dumped everything that I needed to do in a separate notebook. And then I will look at that notebook and see what I think I could possibly do this week. Now, sometimes I will just end up transferring this complete list to the very next week and just kind of keep it going until I have completed everything on my list. But sometimes I will create a new list every single week. So right now we're creating a new list. This is going to be for this upcoming week. And I am just jotting down all of the important things that I would like to get done. And if I have some blank space of time, some white space, some time that I didn't know I was going to have this week, then I will squeeze in one of these things and check it off. So that is how I have been using it, and it has been super helpful to helping me stay on top of everything. So as you can see, I have pretty much filled up this entire to-do list. So I probably won't get it all done, but I do like to have a running list, and I will just scratch certain things off and then just transfer over the new ones as they come up. But this is it for my week. I really love this spread. I love how it came out, and I will see you all in my very next video. Until then, keep organizing your life so that you can achieve your dreams. Bye, guys.